Hey guys, welcome back. What dystopian nightmare are we living in where Mercedes-Benz, even on their own window sticker, they say MB Text dashboard with Napa look for $350 extra. So, for those of you who don't know what the hell that means, they use their fake leather on the dash, but they make it look like real Napa leather. What has this world come to? I wish God would just send an asteroid to this place already. I've been eager to check this car out, not because it's particularly interesting or anything, but ever since the GLC came out back in 2015, 2016, around then, it has been Mercedes-Benz's best seller by far. This car is basically the foundation to Mercedes. These sell the best. They make all the money to build all the cool AMGs and S-Classes and fund all their special projects, basically. So this car is actually a very important car to Daimler. One of the most important, actually. So I'm going to get in it and see if it's any good or not. No matter what I say about these cars, even if you call me a hater, which is ironic since I have a Mercedes, they will never not make good looking interiors. This is a very good looking interior. I like the layout quite a bit. Anyway, let's get on with the test. Absolutely flawless back here. Let's make our way to the front. Another thing that Mercedes actually does right lately is their keys. These are the keys that are on all the new models now. I can't lie, this actually feels pretty good. Better than the last one, actually. Design and feel-wise, this actually has a little bit of weight to it. Good key. Time to check those buttons. And now for the final button. Guys, one of my most favorite things about reviewing new Mercedes and cars like this is reading the comments after I post the video. People get damn near creative and they reach so far to try to cope with the fact that these interiors are just not as good as they think they are. I don't know, some people, I own a Mercedes, you know, I'm a fan of some of their cars, but some of these people take being a fanboy to a whole nother level. It's like they sold their soul to Daimler, or they have some kind of financial interest. They're like a serious investor or something. It is so crazy the way people cope with the sad news. Speaking of sad news, this car's interior is really not put together all that well. Pretty much everything I touched in here squeaked, and no, I did not edit the sounds in. No, it doesn't matter if this is a European or a North American car or an Indian or whatever, you know, co-parter. It just is what it is. It's an unfortunate reality for Mercedes lovers, such as myself. The only solid part that I can really commend is this piece of wood right here, actually above the glove box. That did not make too much of a noise, but too bad it can't save the rest of it. 4 out of 10.
Reality is often disappointing.
As far as materials go, let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that is the dash. So, according to the window sticker that I showed you at the beginning, this is MB Tex that is made to look like Napa. Otherwise, if you don't option that in for $350 US, I assume you just get a crappier MB Tex or a cheaper kind of feeling one on the dash. It's going to be MB Tex either way, but I guess this is the nicer MB Tex and they still charge you extra money for that. I've never seen that on a car before. That is some dystopian nightmare type of shit right there. With that being said, it honestly doesn't feel too bad. I mean, I think I reviewed this material in the C-Class, and I'll be honest, they pulled a fast one on me. I thought it was leather. It's very convincing. Up here is the same material. It almost feels like stitched leather. I can't believe it. Now, if only they would use this version of the MB Tex, not only as standard, but on the seats as well, because these seats are also MB Tex, but they're the crappy MB Techs. It feels very kind of rough. It's not smooth at all, like on the dash. Very interesting decision. Looks like the main trim in here is going to be this darker wood. It's just glossed over. It looks nice, to be honest. I wish this wood carried over to this part of the car. This is the god-awful, nightmarish, piano black veneer looking shiny plastic that's in every freaking car nowadays. It looks fine right now, to be honest, but I know when this car gets a couple months old, it's going to have swirls and it's going to show little tiny hairs and stuff like that. It is living hell. The headliner and sun visor are nothing really to talk about. It's typical modern Mercedes with a cloth headliner and a plastic sun visor. Again, there's not much to talk about. I'd say the buttons and switchgear in general are above average, and not to mention their design looks pretty nice. I said this vertical screen kind of theme in here is in the S-Class, and I don't like the way it looks in the S-Class, but in the C-Class, and now even in the GLC, I can live with it. It actually doesn't look too bad. But yeah, there's actually not that many buttons in here because pretty much everything is on this screen. But the buttons that are in here, they're not really buttons. They're like a bunch of different zones on one big button that you press to control what you want. As far as, like I said, the looks go, all the buttons in here look nice. They feel good enough to press. They're kind of on the softer side, like these window switches are a little bit soft. They're very easy to pull, which I guess could appeal to some people. The gear lever and the windshield wiper stock are pretty cheap plastic, I guess, but that's in all of these cars. I guess where it bugs me is when it makes its way into an S-Class. It really should be better, but this ain't an S-Class. This is a GLC, so I guess this is acceptable. I'd give this a 6 out of 10 for materials. So there you guys have it. Your final score is going to be 4 out of 10 for fit and finish, 6 out of 10 for materials. Please let me know your thoughts. I didn't drive this car on the road. I actually just only moved it around the parking lot. And just initially, it feels okay, actually. It's smooth enough, and yeah, it feels isolated enough from the road, or from the parking lot, really, that I think most people will be happy with. Again, most people who actually buy these cars, they don't really care about the fit and finish. You know, these videos I make, and you know, even you guys watching me who are subscribed, this is a very small percentage of car people. You know, most people aren't going to even know or care about the interior squeaks. They're going to be like, ooh, Mercedes, shiny, $60,000. I can afford that. And then they'll just lease one of these for $800 a month. And for that person, this car is totally fine, as long as the driving experience holds up and the technology is acceptable for this era. I think most people will be happy with this. Again, I wouldn't buy a car like this brand new just because of depreciation. And, you know, you get a pretty squeaky interior for what you get. But if the outgoing GLC is anything to go by, you know, in 6 years, used, this will be priced in the 20s. At that point, it starts to look pretty good. So I'm going to wait 6 years and see how the market does. Maybe I'll scoop up one of these for 20 grand with 70,000 miles. Then it might be a good car. But as of right now, I would not buy it. But maybe you should. Anyway, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.